Hey everybody, welcome back to this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. Sorry for that weird ending. There was a noise that was going on towards the ending of the last part, and
and the phone slipped, and I fixed it.
Yeah, Mike lost the timer,
yeah.
but that's beside the point. There was this weird noise going on in the background in my room as we were finishing the last part, so my mind actually went towards the noise, wondering what it was and not doing the conclusion the right way. So I apologize for that, but we're going to continue this week's Dark Avenger review, and Mike, your book is next.
Yes, X-Men Legacy, issue number 271. We go into the other world where Rogue was sent by magic. I have to say though, the artwork of Rogue is very different, as you can see.
She looks like she has a bushy top head.
Yeah, it's kind of a little. Yeah, you could do that. It kind
bushy
of
hair.
Yeah, bushy hair, but yeah. So she's in another world as she's fighting off the demons, and she's trying to like find out if there's a portal or a way out of it to get back to her world. She meets up with one of the demonic people, or venom beasts, whatever you call them, and she speaks their language because, remember, whatever she touches, she has the power and the power. So she, one of them talks about that they felt her strength by...
I kind of like the artwork, but I kind of don't at the same time. I'm like 50-50 on it.
Yeah. Basically, the king, like, felt her power, and they want to go after her. Basically, it's just a point of helping out the war that they're going through, a certain type of war.
And this is all throughout AVX? This is an AVX
No, this isn't. Actually, this isn't an AVX tie-in.
I thought this was an AVX tie-in.
No. So, yeah, so she is asleep one night, and one of the demons touched her that doesn't have any powers, and for the end, as you can see from right here, yeah, things don't look good for Rogue, and how she's gonna get out of this other world is really something. Oh, you want to see the comic?
No, give me this back.
Yeah, no X-Men tie-in.
How did that happen, I'm wondering?
Oh, there's a little... Oh, I didn't notice that.
Did you do it?
Mm-mm. No.
Okay.
Oh. But yeah, this, it's really great. It's not an AVX tie-in. Just trying to figure out how she's gonna escape the other world. Oh, kind of powerless is what's on my mind. Can't wait to see next issue though, and I really did not know that was there.
It's okay. It could be part of the issue.
It could be part of the issue maybe. But really great, guys. You should absolutely pick it up. Really good. Can't wait to see what happens next for Rogue. And that's it.
Wolverine 311 is basically straight to the point. Wolverine and Sabretooth have their moment. Sabretooth unleashes his other clones on Wolverine and escapes. And then Wolverine has to find a way to destroy all the clones, and does. I'm not going to say how. You guys are just going to have to read the book. It's really good. You really should read the book. It's enjoyable. The artwork is really good. And we find out the identity of the woman at the end of the book. And if you want to know what woman I'm talking about the woman that saves Wolverine's butt towards the end of the issue. And that's this woman.
Let me see that. Oh, wow. Who is she?
Well, Wolverine finds out at the very end of the issue, and I'll tell you guys next time, in the next issue, who she is, so this way you guys have time to read this issue, 311. I love Wolverine's last word box. If this is a nightmare, now would be a perfect time to wake up. Wolverine is not exactly having a bueno day. No, he's not. Between Sabretooth, clones, this girl, whom I can't say who she is just yet, and everything else going on, yeah, Wolverine's not exactly having a splendiferous day in this Sabretooth Reborn story arc. Love the artwork, and the story looks like it has promise. However, we'll have to see.
Ooh, bless you.
Excuse me. We'll have to see exactly what happens next. Really good issue. I definitely say check it out, but get the issue before this, of course, first, so you get the first part. And remember, 310 came out before 309, so you're going to have to go 2 issues back to get 310, not 1. I don't know why Marvel did that out of order, but it's Marvel for you. I enjoyed this book, though. Captain America, issue 16. We discussed this during the live cast. Braxton is trying to convince the entire United States that its poster child, the man that they stood behind and loved for many years, is no longer needed in America, and he's the fault for all the stuff going on here. First of all, the artwork looks very classic in this book and really nice. It's really, really well drawn. I like it a lot. I'm very scared for Captain America come Marvel Now time. But again, that could change in an instant.
Oh, Kingpin's.
So Cap tries to save this girl who's watching Braxton, and instead of being thankful that Cap saved her, she sprays him with pepper spray. And then there's a mob of people that try to attack Cap. Falcon shows up, and then we see something. Sharon and Dum Dum go into the studio to find out what's going on with Braxton, because the real Braxton's dead. And what a lot of people might not notice is hypnosis might be involved with all these. If you look at the panel right here, hypnosis actually might be involved with the Braxton kind of thing. They don't exactly say it in this issue. It's my prediction. If it's true or not, we'll have to wait and see as time goes on. The one part I do like, though, is Dum Dum found Braxton, and Sharon's like, "Did you get his autograph?" He's like, "He didn't have a pen." There's his head.
Ouch.
And let's just say the issue ends with Cap being in a very precarious situation as well, and we'll see what happens in the next issue, I guess. And yes, to be continued. Next issue is Space Station Zemo. It's like Baron Zemo is going to be making a move in the next issue. We'll see in the next issue. It's really good. I'm really enjoying Captain America. I'm really regretting now, from what I hear, not getting Captain America and Iron Man, but this is definitely a really good story arc. Can't wait to see its conclusion. Can't wait to see the next part. And I can't wait to see Marvel Now's numbering of Captain America. However, there are points that make me kind of worry, and also John Romita's artwork, John Romita Jr., not his father. His father did awesome work, but John Romita Jr. leaves a lot to be desired when it comes to when it comes to drawing in general. So with Captain America, I just hope I don't drop it because of the artwork come November, December, maybe even January. New Avengers 29, the Illuminati is back, and they're all discussing in this issue what to do with the X-Men, what to bring. And this is out of order, of course, because in this issue Namor still has the Phoenix Force, so this obviously takes place, first of all, it's some classic like World War II stuff with Namor and Cap. So this obviously takes place before Namor attacks Wakanda, and the Illuminati, he's a part of the Illuminati. Cap is there already. He called the meeting, and Iron Man shows up first, and he's like, if you're waiting for Namor, he's not coming. Doctor Strange shows up, and he thinks that Cap's right, Namor might come. Xavier shows up, and then finally Reed Richards shows up, and Tony Stark has to learn to keep certain things to himself. The whole issue with the talk and the conversation, Professor Xavier breaks the rules, so to speak, and reads everybody at the table's mind, and he knows that everybody's blaming him for what's going on with the X-Men, that it's his fault that Scott's like this, that it was under his charge, that Scott Summers, you know, he grew up under Charles Xavier's teachings, and here he is now, you know, a psycho dictator kind of person, and he was like a son to Charles Xavier, so they're like, this, they're not saying it's Charles Xavier's fault, but they're all thinking it. Everybody ends up leaving. One thing that was mentioned, it was actually mentioned during the live cast also, Audrey brought this to my attention. Reed Richards is actually saying, you know, you guys are really the ones that poked the Avengers first, the X-Men first with your stick.
Oh.
Just going to say what he says. I'm not saying I agree or disagree. He's like, you know, they are fixing things and they're not really causing any problems, But one could say tomorrow, it could be another problem tomorrow. It could be tomorrow's problem. It's not exactly today's problem. You guys are the ones that are poking them with a stick. But whatever you guys want, and he walks away. And so does Doctor Strange. Iron Man goes away with the whole fight. You know, him and Cap are still fighting around. We can't let them win and stuff like that. And then I love how when Iron Man leaves, he's like, you know, he's not coming. He's like, Cap's like, you gotta be nicer, you gotta keep your mouth shut more often. He's like, well, when I'm hungry, frustrated, or tired, or any combination of the three, I tend to be loose like that. And he's like, I know. Then, of course, Namor shows up. We didn't see that coming. And Cap and him were talking about... Cap's trying to convince Namor to stop the X-Men, you know, to see that the Avengers are the right one, that the Avengers are right, and this whole thing needs to be stopped now. Of course, Namor stands behind the X-Men still, and he kind of leaves. He's like, the only reason why I don't kill you or imprison you or anything like that is because we are brothers of war. And he's like, it's sad that we have to look back on those times fondly now. And yeah, he disappears. I love what Cap said to Namor, though, where Namor's trying to say, you know, we're right. And Cap's like, I've been fighting against people who put themselves before others, who think themselves the superior race. And it looks like I'm still doing that now. And there's like nothing said. It's like they're just standing there.
That's wild.
And then that's it. That's the only reason why I spoil this entire book. It's all because it's a tie-in to something that happened about 2 months ago. To be quite honest, this definitely had to have happened like a month or two ago.
Yeah, what tie-in?
Before Namor lost his Phoenix Force power. Yes.
Yeah, with tie-in, shouldn't they move like where they are now with Avengers vs. X-Men?
That would be very nice.
Because they're still stuck on the story that happened 2 months ago. Okay, we know this happened, whether you read it or not. Just get to the point where we are now.
That's
and not
the next
too
issue.
Forward. Yeah, and not too forward, so that way things won't.
That's
be
what
like,
I say, because I was reading this and I'm like, wait a minute.
I'm looking at it, I'm seeing it.
I'm like, wait a minute. Namor has his powers back, and it's like, no, this happened before Namor lost his powers. It's like
current day
continuity.
Marvel.
Well, then again, you know, I think the books are a little bit behind the Avengers, actually, as far as shipping. I believe this is supposed to be twice a month, and they're only coming out now once a month. So it could be. They're a little backed up.
I don't know. I just think it could be current day that they should.
I think they're a little backed up. That's the only reason why this is out when it's out. It should have been out a month ago.
I mean, it's great and all that they have a tie-in, but just go to current day.
I like the issue, though. I did like the issue. Do you need it? Absolutely not. Would you like it? Maybe. I liked it. Alright, we got 3 Spidey books and then a number 1. Venom 22 first. I enjoyed it. I liked the Venom parts. Yet again, as I said during the live cast, last episode we talked about Night Owl and how he went back and forth between his abusive past and current day. In this issue, we go between present day Flash as Venom and the days when he was a kid and his father abused him. So for the second week in a row, I have to read a story about a kid who, when he was younger, was bullied by his father. I'm really not a fan of that. I don't like any parent that would beat up on their child, and I really don't enjoy reading. But it gives you more of an understanding of Flash Thompson, why he was the way he was. There's some artwork, by the way. In the past, why he was the way he was towards Peter Parker and everybody else. He believed that was the way it was supposed to be. While in present day, he's chasing after Jack-O-Lantern to put an end to him once and for all. Here's some more good artwork. Fight scene was very, very short.
Yeah, I was going to say Mike Spider Slayer, me and him were talking about during the live show, and I have to agree, it was very, very short. I thought it would be like a long, like it should have been extended more.
Actually, it's not 2 pages, it's about 4 pages. And you'll have to read the book to see how it ends up. But the issue sort of ended in the exact same place where last issue ended, with Flash in front of the Secret Avengers going, it got out of hand, but that's all of it. If you want to cut me, I get it. I own all. I know I mismanaged everything. And I guess he stays on as Venom because in the next issue, there's another Venom, obviously. So, we'll see what happens next. And then you get a Ralph Waldo Emerson quote on the last page. And basically there's your ending to the Fearsome Six, as well as Rick Remender's farewell issue, as well as in the very back, if you read where the letters to the editor are, Rick Remender actually writes a farewell to everybody in the Venom community that's been reading Venom. Rick Remender is going to another title starting Marvel now, so I'm guessing he's got to gear up for that. However, the writer that's coming on board here, I believe, Cullen Bunn, was actually working with Rick Remender on the last story arc. So, technically, the stories should be following and continuing quite regular the way they've been going. So, it's not like we're getting a completely new writer and a completely new story. Cullen Bunn will probably continue the story arc the exact same way it's been going since Rick Remender. So, and it's funny how he didn't even think it would make it this far. It was only going to make it 5 issues, and here we are at issue 22. I'll be honest, I didn't think it was going to make it either. I thought it was going to make it to maybe 12 issues, and that was it. Here we are, 2 issues away from 2 years this book will be out, and wow, actually it doubled up for 1 year, so maybe about a year and a half, give or take. And staying in the Spidey world, Scarlet Spider, issue 8, Scarlet Spider versus the Texas Rangers. And as I said on the live cast, I'll say here, how much more stereotypical can you get? 2 Spanish people at the top. Walker, Texas Ranger look-alike on the bottom. Alien, who is like a rip-off of John Jones from the Justice League.
Yep.
A girl who says y'all, and an Indian.
That doesn't mix well at all.
Gee, if I lived in Texas, I wouldn't be insulted at all. C-list characters. Mike Spider Slayer actually gave them credit and called them B-list characters. They're C-list characters. And alone, of course, Scarlet Spider can take them out one at a time, but they're all in a big group, so not so good. So he grabs Zoe and hitches out of there. And I'm not going to say how he escapes and everything. A lot of action. Lot of action. You don't want to miss out on that. So it turns out Zoe... the Texas Rangers aren't too happy about Roxxon either. They don't trust Roxxon that much, but Scarlet Spider obviously looks like he's in the wrong. First of all, he kidnapped his niece or granddaughter or whatever, and daughter. Why did I think niece? Because of the gray hair. Kidnapped his daughter and broke into Roxxon and everything. So Scarlet Spider looks like the bad guy, and Zoe's like, my dad's doing some horrible things, I could show you, and he's like, fine. And he goes off, and at first it looks like she's leading him into a trap, that it's a lie, and, you know, she basically screws Scarlet Spider, but then it turns out, at the end, it's not. I love Scarlet Spider's last lines also in this book. He's like, you guys call yourself the Rangers, superheroes, right? And the guy who looks like Walker goes, yep. He's like, good, this one's all yours.
Yeah.
I like the Scarlet Spider. It's really good. The artwork is fantastic. I really like it a lot.
Especially with this comic plus Venom, the tie into minimal.
A lot of action.
Yeah, minimal carnage.
Just lots. I showed this page already, I believe, but lots and lots of action. The action does not stop. Does not stop. And next issue, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to the big crossover between Venom and Scarlet Spider. Yeah. Minimum Carnage. Yeah, I know. I'm looking forward to it.
Is it minimal or minimum?
Minimum.
Minimum. Okay.
Because Maximum was his original.
Right. So
debut.
that'll be minimum.
Yeah. Well, not debut, but it was his first mini.
Yeah, got it. Okay.
Or series or whatever.
Well,
really good, guys.
Yeah.
Highly recommend you check out Scarlet Spider. You only have to go 1 issue back. And I love how he panics because he thinks that the girl is just crazy, and in the end he's like, nah, I gotta go on the run again, gotta go to Mexico, and then it turns out that don't think he's gonna have to be on the run anymore. But anyway, really good book, highly recommend it.
Just ignore the Texas thingies that, you know.
I would be insulted if I lived in Texas.
No, I would too. I'm just saying the way they did it was just wow.
I don't know why, but I believe these characters already exist, but I don't know why. It's just like, you don't want stereotypical characters representing where you live, you know?
Because if they talked about, you know, Brooklyn,
it's kind of like on Captain Planet. Do you remember Wheeler on Captain Planet? Mm-hmm. Came from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah.
Had the New York accent, the smart-assness and everything. It's like, that's, you don't want somebody...
Anyway, moving away from other...
Miniseries time. Issue 4 or 5. Why does it have to go in one more issue? Spider-Man. It's so good. The first issue was pretty okay. Second issue picked up. Third issue was really good. And fourth issue. Oh, I can't even begin to tell you guys how enjoyable this entire issue was. I read it twice, actually, which is really bad because you're supposed to... I should have read all the books instead of this, you know, twice. I had like 4 books left and I decided to read this again. So... they find out at the very beginning of the book that it really is Pete. They don't think it's him at first. They're fighting, they're hitting him, kicking him and everything, and then the ultimate Spider-Man, Miles, shows up and he's like, no way, he's real! And then Pete says something and Aunt May faints. They tell Mary Jane, who's a goth now? They made Mary Jane...
What?
Because Pete died, of course. You know, when somebody dies in any universe, they turn the person who lost their loved one goth.
I didn't think she'd go that far.
And Pete's just like talking about his universe. Gwen's talking about what happened in their universe. And Aunt May goes up and they exchange like that great power comes great responsibility. And she's like, oh my God, it is you. The whole issue was so good. And it's just like warming because it's like she never got to say goodbye to her Pete. So she actually has the chance to say goodbye to this Pete instead. And she's like, you're going to live here now? And he's like, no, I can't. I have to go back. I love it because everybody who's ever crossed Peter Parker's doorstep ended up living with them, and the first thing that she says is, and you're living here now? And he's like, no, I have to get back to where I come from. I'm here by accident. And Nick Fury shows up. They leave. It was just, the whole issue was wow. He actually sees Mary Jane and reaches out for her, and she kind of like runs away.
Poor Pete.
So it's really good, and then the ending's all about finding out where Pete came from, so that they could take him, back. And I love the ending. Spidey, and the Avengers are going to find a way to get Pete back. One more issue to go. Why does it have to end? It's so good. It's just so good. You guys have no idea. This book is up to you guys, but I'm going to review it. Gambit #1. I enjoyed it. Mike Spider-Slayer said, which would I pick between this or Hawkeye during the live event, and I said this. Only reason I said this was because Hawkeye was kind of like a surprise, you know, last-minute announcement kind of comic. This I've been expecting for 6 months, since around the end of winter, beginning of spring. They mentioned that this book was coming out, so I was expecting this for a while. Hawkeye was kind of like, hey, guess what? We're bringing out a Hawkeye solo also, because the Avengers did good. Oh, okay, whatever. But I like both. Classic Gambit here. If you don't know Classic Gambit, you'll understand by the end of this book exactly what I mean. Gambit is trying to figure out his life. Way back when, it was easy. He was a thief. That's what he did for a living. Then he met the X-Men, joined the X-Men, and now, present day, he's a teacher, he's a spokesperson for the Wolverine School, of the Jean Grey School of Higher Learning, Wolverine School, though, and he doesn't have time to be the old Remy LeBeau. Remy LeBeau?
LeBeau. Oh, LeBeau. Oh, I thought it was...
So he wants to get out and he wants to get that old feeling back, and throughout this entire issue he goes to this party and we get to see old Gambit back to his old tricks, out to look for a score, basically. And I love the gadgets. The gadgets that he used in this episode.
I thought he just used his car.
No, this, that, and that.
Oh wow!
Between the gloves, the voice recorder, and the glasses, awesome. So the gadgets were really fun to watch. And the only thing that really was funny was the thing he actually ends up stealing and not getting caught. Really, that was a really cool part. Throughout this entire book, you think he's going to get caught, and he doesn't. Ending, however, involves a starfish. But a really... You know, the weird thing is they actually showed this page on CBR, how it ends. So I'm going to talk about how it ends since they've already announced it on almost every single comic reviewing site. It turns out this thing that Gambit stole opens up, and it's got like this starfish thing in it. That's what I'm guessing it is. It looks like a starfish.
Yeah, we were laughing during the live, like saying a starfish, like really?
And it just like burrows its way into his skin, and that's where it's like to be continued. That the only reason I want to continue it. The only reason why I say I'm going to let the next 2 issues determine whether I want to keep this or not is the next issue, I just want to know what the hell that starfish did. If it even is explained in the next issue. If not, I just want to see where it goes next because the cover looks awesome. Do I think Gambit's going to be a long-run comic like Venom, you know, make it to the 20s? Do I think Hawkeye is going to make it to the 20s? As I've said a million times before, it all depends on the story. The first part was okay. I look forward to issue 2. I will determine by issue 3 whether it's a keep or drop, because issue 3 will be around right before Marvel Now. So, before Marvel Now, we'll see if this is a keep or a drop. But I like Gambit. This book, as well as Hawkeye, looks to me like it's going to be a keep. I enjoyed the story. I would definitely highly recommend you guys check it out. It's a $2.99 book. A lot of the new books that Marvel's releasing, unless they're miniseries, are $2.99 now. So give it a shot. If you don't like it, you can drop it on the first issue. And that's it for this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. I have 2 minutes left, so let's go through
see you next time, guys. Later.
And guys, comments. I love them. I love what?
No batteries. So
okay. Love comments. Likes, dislikes, questions. This part, last part. I'm sorry that the ending of last part was kind of weird. But that noise just weirded me out. But anyway, love comments. Feel free to leave as long a comment as you want. Questions, likes, and dislikes all at once. I don't mind. I will get back to you as soon as I can. I love comments, and if I can't reply to them as soon as at the moment, I will eventually reply to them. Sometimes I get busy and it takes me a little while, but I will get back to them. Don't do thumbs up and down due to troll activity, so please show YouTube you like this video by giving it a favorite. And as you guys know, if you haven't already and you enjoy what you see here, there's a subscribe button right above this video. Go ahead and click that sub button because there's many more huge videos to come and you're not going to want to miss out. Now let's get through these books. Gambit #1, I enjoyed it. I leave it up to you guys. I would say check it out. It's a $2.99 book. Why not? Price of a DC comic nowadays. Spider-Man issue 4 or 5. This mini is so good. I'm going to be sad to see it go. This issue was my favorite thus far. I would definitely say check it out. Scarlet Spider issue #8. Really good. Definitely check this out. Venom 22 ends Rick Remender's run on Venom, as well as the Sinister Six story arc. Up to you guys. I enjoyed it a bit. There were just parts that I wish were a little bit longer, and the whole I was beaten by my dad story for the second time in 2 weeks. Yeah. New Avengers 29 out of order. It should have been out last month, but still pretty good. I leave it up to you guys. You don't need it though. Captain America issue 18, really good. Highly recommend you check this out, but get the issue before this. Wolverine 311 still going pretty good with the Sabretooth Reborn. Check that out. 271 of X-Men Legacy.
Artwork's different, but good. Gonna get the next issue and see what happens.
Mighty Thor issue 18 just annoyed me a bit because now I have to actually get Journey into Mystery for the next 2 months to get this entire story arc, or else I'll probably be lost. So I leave that up to you guys. Sensational Spider-Man 33.1, pretty good. Give it a check out. Deadpool Kills the Marvel U. If you haven't been checking out the individual issues by now, I would definitely say pick this up in trade in October. Secret Avengers 29 was really good. I feel bad that I dropped it, but glad I got it back. Batman 12 is a perfect standalone story. You don't need it, but it's up to you guys if you want it. I'm actually going to see if I can get back into Batman and Robin. Maybe, not sure. Dropping Ozymandias after issue 2. Don't like the artwork. Not interested in the story. Goodbye. The most uninteresting character in my opinion, or at least the uninteresting miniseries. Up to you guys though. Transformers Robots in Disguise 8. If you like Transformers, you'll be buying it. If not, you won't. Raphael Micro Series One Shot Color Classic. Up to you guys. I love TMNT. Highly recommend you check this out. Voltron Year 1 issue 4. Not really something I enjoyed too much. Garfield issue 4. Cindy will be reviewing it. If you like Garfield, you'll be getting it. If not, you won't. Okay guys, that's it for this week's Dark Avenger comic book review. Come back soon for Unboxing Friday, and then followed by those comic books in the next comic book review. Take care everybody. Keep an eye on Dark Avenger Inc. Big things coming. Got a lot of videos planned for this week. And the live cast. Go check that out if you didn't already. Take care everybody. Keep reading, keep collecting. See you guys really soon.
Later guys.
Take care.